Hi, everyone. I hope you can all see me and hear me. If you can, let me know in the chat because this is the first time I'm using Crowdcast and I have no idea if it's working. So yeah, please type in the chat that you can see me or hear me or both. That would be the best, of course. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Awesome to have everyone here. I can see, God, so many people. Jean, or maybe Jean, depends from where you are. Chris, Ali, Sydney, hi Kai, hi Delia, Eva's here, hi Eva, Jamie. Awesome. If you haven't introduced yourself yet in the chat, please do, so we all know who you are. My name is Yamile Yemoonyah. That's how you pronounce it. I know people always ask me. It's Yamile. And I'm happy that you're here and that we can share this hour together and I can connect you with your spirit guides. I will tell you a little bit how this works. The first thing that you need to know is when I connect you with your guide, I will bring you on screen. So you will have to turn on your video, or I will turn on your video. So please leave it on. That makes it easier for me to, when I see you, to be able to also see your spirit guides. Then the second thing is there's a poll, and the question is, do you already know your guides or not? And I'd love to see who already knows one of their guides or not. And there's also maybe, I'm not sure, because a lot of people are always like, I don't know, maybe. I can tell you right now, if you're in the maybe category, you do know your guide. You're just not trusting yourself and you're not trusting your intuition. But you do know your guide. And also everyone has spirit guides. There's no one in the world that doesn't have a spirit guide. So yeah. All right, so then what you also need to know, I have my notes here so I don't forget anything. Let's see. Right, so you can find me at spiritguides.co. So if you have any questions or if you want to book a one-on-one session, you can go there. That's spiritguides.co. And if you're watching this on YouTube or FB Live, because I'm trying to be live on YouTube at the same time, if you're watching it there, the link will be in the description. So you can also sign up for next time and come to Crowdcast and get your own reading. Then if there are any tech issues, just reload the page. That should usually help. That 99% of the time that helps if you can't hear me, can't see me, or anything like that. All right, so then there are a few things that you need to know about spirit guides before we can get started. So there are 7 different kinds of spirit guides in my book. I know there are different traditions that say different things, but for me, there are 7 different kinds of spirit guides. And my definition of spirit guides is that any kind of being from the higher realms that is connected to us in love and is here to help us and support us is the spirit guide. So that includes angels, that includes ancestors. So that could be from your own lineage, but it can also be an ancestor in a spiritual sense. So someone who's on the same spiritual path as you and wants to help you. It can be nature beings like elves, gnomes, fairies. It can be star beings, otherwise known as aliens, but a lot of people think alien sounds creepy, so star being sounds much nicer. Then there are ascended masters who were human beings at some point and lived on Earth as human beings, but are now ascended and help us from up there. Then you have gods and goddesses. Well, you know about gods and goddesses from all different cultures. It doesn't have to be from your own culture. It could be from somewhere totally different. And then you have power animals, also known as totem animals. So yeah, a lot of you have studied shamanism and know your power animal already. But we can also have more. So it doesn't have to be just one. Oh, and in general, we all have like a whole team of spirit guides. It isn't, you don't have just one. Maybe you just know one, but we have a whole team. For example, we all have a guardian angel. We all have a power animal. We all have past loved ones that are with us. Then the next thing you know is, that your spirit guides show themselves in a way that makes sense to you. They don't really have a physical body like we humans do. Some did at some point, but not all of them. But they do show themselves in a physical body to us because that's easier for us. We're human beings with a limited human mind, and we have a hard time connecting to just energy. And that's really what they are. They are energies, and they have an energy body, and you can feel their energy field and their vibration if you pay attention. But again, we're humans, and for us it's a little bit hard, so they show themselves in a human form or in another form, sometimes just as colors, for example. But yeah, when I connect you with your guides, I usually see them in a kind of human form, and I will tell you what they look like. And that makes it easier for you. The same goes for names. Again, they don't have a human name per se. Maybe they had one at some point if they lived as human beings on Earth, but that's not necessarily the case. But they do sometimes, not always, give us a name because it's easier for us. So then what you also need to know is, even if you know one of your guides already, it might be another one coming through for you today. Why is that? Because if you know your guide already, you don't need me to connect you with them, and they don't need me to give you messages. You can just talk to them. So oftentimes it will be new ones coming through for you during these readings. And then there are two more things. Right. So your guides will give you the message that you need to hear, not the one that you want to hear. They are not here to serve your ego. They are here to serve your soul and your soul purpose. So if you want to know about how to make money, that might not be the message you get. But if you have a question in mind and you listen closely to what they are telling you, it is connected, even though you might not see it right away. So they might be talking about opening your heart and you want to know about money, then rest assured that opening your heart is going to lead you to more money in your life. So pay attention to these things. And then the last thing is like how I work. And this is how it works. I close my eyes and then I concentrate for a little bit. And then usually my head goes a little bit to the left because to me, it always feels like the information is coming from here. And then I see the being with my mind's eye. And then I will tell you what I see, and I will tell you what I hear, because then they will give me a message for you. First, like I said, it starts with clairvoyance because I see something, but then as soon as the connection is there, it's more like claircognizance. So I just know things, and they will just kind of like download the information into my brain, and I will tell you what it is. All right, so we have some new people that joined. Awesome. Ashley from Idaho. Hi, welcome. And let me see if I got everything. Yes, okay. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes for a minute, and we're going to call our guides. So close your eyes and take a deep breath. And one more, really deep breath. And breathe out through your mouth. And one more time. And out. Really relax your shoulders. Relax your face. Relax your eyes, your jaw. Let everything go from what happened today so far, and just be here. I'm now calling on my spirit guides to come forward and work with me and help me connect you with your guides so they can help you on your path forward in life. I specifically call on Archangel Michael to come and protect the space so only beings from the higher realms and only beings that are connected to us in love can come through. I also call on your guides to come join you in your space right now and to use me as a channel to give you the messages that you need to hear today. And so it is. Thank you. All right, so we can get started. Who has never been to any of my readings and would like a reading? If that's you, then type newbie, and then I'll take the first one on the call. All right, someone was really quick. All right. So Ellie, let's see. So I'm gonna invite you on screen. You're gonna get a notification that says that you're invited, and you have to say yes. And remember, you'll be on video, so you have to turn on your video. If you don't, I can't give you a reading. All right, here we go. Oh, so fast. Where are you? There. Okay, so I'm inviting you on screen now. Let's see, I hope this is working. You'll have to like say yes to the invitation. Okay, something is happening. Hi.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good, thank you.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to close my eyes, and it might take a little bit because I have to tune in, and then I'll tell you what I see. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I actually see two beings. One is an angel and one is a nature spirit. Do you have any preference with which one you want to go?
The angel?
Okay. All right, so her name is Laura. All right, so she's she has dark brown, longish hair, maybe to the shoulders, a little longer. She's a very happy angel. She's smiling. She's jumping up and down. She's very excited to talk to you. And she, when I first saw her just a moment ago, she was showing herself in a traditional way, which, like for me, like Christian traditional way, which for me is like in a like white angel gown with big white wings. But she just like took the gown and threw it away, and she's like, "I'm not really that traditional." Okay, see, so she still has wings, but she kind of folded them away, and because she wants you to understand that that she can also help you with like day-to-day things. She wants to really be in touch with you more, and she wants you to ask her for all kinds of things, like even little things, like if you need a parking spot, or if you need help with your kids, or if you are lost somewhere or are running out of gas and really need to make it to the gas station, like these kinds of things, you can ask her for help. Now she's showing her wings again, like she's unfolding them again. And she says, of course, she's also here to help you with like your spiritual path. She says you're a very caring person, and also you have a very similar energy, and this is true for always, like with spirit guides. You always have a similar energy with them. But she's like I said earlier, she's a very happy person and can get really excited really quickly. And she says you're the same. You're generally, a happy person. Of course, you also have hardships in your life, like everyone. But you're not someone who stays sad very long. She also says that with your like general positive energy, that's part of your purpose here in life, because you basically raise the vibration just by being a positive person and like having such a high positive vibration yourself. You're one of the people that have their purpose is not like a specific job in that sense, but it's more like just raising the vibration generally, like I said, with your own positive energy. So it's really important that you also consciously raise your vibration and stay on a high vibration. So for you, for example, diet is really important. And I'm not saying diet in the sense of because you want to look like a model, but diet in the sense of like for your vibration. So eating healthy, not eating like unhealthy foods, like fast food, McDonald's, that kind of stuff. Really being careful with your consumption of toxic foods and drinks. Also alcohol, not too much alcohol. And also she says it's important for you to make sure that you take care of yourself. So self-care generally, not just your diet, but generally like that you take time for yourself, that you take time to balance your own energies out, to take time that you don't overgive to others, like, so you don't get depleted. Because like I said, it's important that you stay on that energy level. If you get depleted, then it's not good for anyone. You can't help anyone if you are like down there. Right. So do you understand everything I've said so far?
Yes.
All right. Awesome. Does it make sense?
It does.
Awesome. Do you have a question for your angel?
About my daughter?
About anything?
Just any information about my daughter.
Okay. All right, so your daughter is very sensitive being. That's part of her purpose. When you have trouble with her of any kind, it's usually because she feels overwhelmed in some form. And then she will act out in some way. So it's important that when she, when you have trouble with her, that you think about that it's mostly because she feels overwhelmed and she's oversensitive. So then the best thing to do is to basically help her calm down and help her turn off like the overstimulating things outside of her. So bring her in a quieter environment, for example. And also, because she's very sensitive, she is also very intuitive. So teaching her about, teaching her about her sensitivity and her intuition will help her balance herself as well. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
All right, awesome. All right, I think that's it for her. Let me see, is there anything else that's really important? Yeah, she says like you can always talk to her, and this goes for anyone and everyone. You can always talk to your guides. It doesn't matter if you know that they are around. It doesn't matter if you talk out loud or just in your head. You have to talk to them if you want them to help you. So you have to ask for help. They can't help you if you don't ask, because you have free will. They can't just manipulate your life in some way if you didn't ask for it. You have to ask for help. So she wants you to communicate with her on a regular basis. Yes, that's it. All right. I hope that was useful to you.
Yes, thank you.
All right, let's see who's next. Oh, now I have to see how I change this. Oh, here, I think this is, all right. Yes, okay, so let's see. Oh God, all kinds of newbies. All right, so I'll go with Ashley. Okay, so I'm inviting you on screen now. You'll have to accept the invitation. And you have to be clear that you're going to be on video. I don't see anything happening. Let's see. I'll find you again there. You have been invited. I'll wait a few more seconds. Okay, I don't see anything happening. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm great. So let's see. I'll close my eyes. Give me a few seconds. All right. So what I see is I'm not sure. It could be a goddess or it could be an ascended master. What I do see is it's a female, a woman. She is of African descent. She is wearing a white dress and a white like kind of turban kind of thing, and she looks like she is from the tradition of either Santeria, Candomblé, somewhere around there. I'm still not sure if she's like a goddess or one of her daughters. Let's see. Well, I'll just see what else comes through. Usually these things become clearer over time. So there is some connection to either Africa or people that originally come from there. Do you understand that? Does that make sense to you? Sorry, can you repeat that?
I love Egypt.
Okay.
I've always loved Egypt.
This is like a tough one because all right, so there was I think there was a past life that was connected to this culture, and let me see if I can see where this was. Right, so there was a past life that was, and it had something to do with slavery. I think it's more like in the Caribbean, not like in the US, and I don't think it was in South America itself, so it must have been one of the islands, I think. All right, so that's where you were initiated into working with this goddess. So there's definitely the goddess, and I'm not sure which one, but let me see. I would think it might be Yemoonyah. If you're, I don't know if you're familiar with her. Okay, you can look it up. I'll try to type it in the chat so you can see. All right, so yeah, just go and Google it and you will learn more about her. But I'm not entirely sure if it's her, but it is one of the orishas, so one of these goddesses. And like I said, there's this past life and it had to do with slavery. And you were initiated to basically work with this goddess in that lifetime, and the connection is still there. Usually I only get shown past lifetimes when it's important in this lifetime. So there is right, so there are, like, in this lifetime there are some energy remnants that kind of like hold you down a little bit. If you think back over your life, there are situations, or there is like an energy that feels like it's holding you back, and you can't really understand what it is. You want to like really sit down and think about that and see if you can see like the pattern in your life, and that is because of that past lifetime. So so there are things like not feeling able to speak up, not feeling able to stand up for your own freedom, being afraid of persecution in some way, and let's see. Also, getting into relationships, and I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, but generally you attract people that kind of try to dominate you. Do you understand that? Okay, so again, that comes from this past lifetime, and your guide wants you to understand and see the connection. Once you understand it and see it, you will be free from it. So it's really important that you really like take your time over the next week or over the next months to really think about this. Go back over your life, see where this energy held you back in life. She also wants you to, yeah, really do a little research on Santeria, Candomblé. They're all fairly similar religions. Do a little research. You don't have to go all into it if you don't feel it. It might be that it's just from that lifetime, but it might bring back memories. It brings back, or let's say it helps you to release that energy from that lifetime. And that's important. Do you have any questions for her? Oh, and also go and research like the different goddesses in Santeria, Candomblé, and see which one feels, which one you feel drawn to. I think it's Yemoonyah, but again, I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, look into that. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's see. Who else? We'll go with Delia. I'm inviting you now. This is probably going to take a little bit. Hi, Annette from South Africa.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Oh, now we have 3 people. Hold on. I have to. Okay, here we go. All right, so yeah, sorry. I always stare at people a little bit because it helps me connect. Don't freak out. So let's see. All right, so I'm pretty sure it's a power animal. I'm not quite sure yet which one. All right, okay, it's a butterfly. It's a yellow butterfly. I'm not sure what they are called, but it's like a big one, and it's definitely black and yellow. There are no other colors, and it's like a big one. It's like this. Like so. Yeah, I'm not a biologist, so I can't tell you which one it is. It's a male, and oh, interesting. And it shows itself not just like a butterfly, but like a little human form with like butterfly wings. Definitely a male. Okay, so he's, I can see him sitting on your shoulder, and he's kind of like knocking on your ear a little bit. He's funny, like funny guides this time. He's knocking on your ear a little bit, and he says he's been trying to talk to you, but you're not listening or not hearing him. And he says, he says that actually you can hear him, but you're not like listening in the sense that you don't trust your own intuition enough. So he wants you to know that when you feel that there is like an energy around you, or that your intuition is telling you something, that it's him and your other guides. And he says, listen. He also says there's something, let's see, something to do with communication. Right, so he says you have good communication skills. Okay, I'm asking why this is important. Sometimes they just give me some information and I don't know what to do with it, so let me see. Right. Okay. So he says your communication skills are important for your purpose in this lifetime. But he says you're not really aware, so you probably don't understand what he's talking about. Does that make sense?
A little bit. It's been coming up a lot more for me.
Yeah. So he says it's not in the sense that communication skills in the traditional sense per se, but also communication on an energetic level. So you might not, I don't know, become a radio host or something, but it's more about finding your way of communicating that makes sense for you. Once you find your way of communicating, and again, that could be on an energetic level, then that will really help you with your purpose in life and getting where you want to get in life. He says for you, it's important to have all kinds of different experiences in life. Just like a butterfly flies from one flower to the next, you need to do that as well. So when you feel stuck in life, that's because you don't have enough input. Then you need to go out there and find new sources of information, input for you. That could be books, but it could also be talking to people, or communicating with the spirit world yourself. So yeah, he says it's really important that you understand, like when you feel stuck in life, then that's the reason. You have to basically go and really search for ways to see life from different perspectives. He also says that listening to other people really helps you, listening to other people's stories about their life, because that's for you a good way to learn. He says you are a natural learner and you like to learn. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Sometimes I soak up knowledge like a sponge.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so and he says part of your life purpose, actually a really big part of it, is to also go from being the one that being the sponge, going to passing on the things that you have learned. So being the teacher.
Yes,
Okay.
I've gotten that a lot.
Okay, awesome. Now I also understand with the communication, that's where your communication is going. So yeah, teaching in some way. Even if you're not teaching right now anything, then you could, like in a professional, official capacity, then you could still just, if you learn something in a book and your friend has a problem and you know like the information from the book could help your friend, then teach her about the things that you learned from that book. So basically, start teaching in small ways. He says that he's definitely the one who brings you knowledge and brings you different kinds of sources of knowledge and information. So when you, I don't know, are in a library and a book falls off the shelf, that's him. Then pick it up and read it. He's really funny. He tells me you can call him Theodore.
Oh, okay, great.
And he says when you see yellow butterflies in real life or I don't know, in a book or on TV, then that's him saying hi. And the same goes for you, that goes for everyone. Talk to your guide every day. Like when you wake up, say hi, say something like, thank you for being here and helping me today. Thank you for being here and being with me. And thank you for helping me generally. And when you need help with something specific, then just ask. And like I said, this is like a teacher guide for you. So specifically when it comes to information and teaching, this is your guide. Oh, and he also says that fresh air is really good for you. Also, yeah, okay. Specifically when you feel stagnant, or if you feel that your mind is like somehow foggy or something like that, go out and get some fresh air. Because you're like, for you, you're very connected to the element of the air, wind. So being in touch with that element is important, and really seeing the air and the wind as a spirit being is also important. You can't talk to the wind, can't talk to the air. And also pay attention when, for example, I don't know, you're wearing something and it's blown away by the wind, then pay attention, because that is like the wind spirit talking to you. All right, do you have a question?
Well, you answered about the sole purpose. Looking to possibly relocate, and I've been asking for guidance to possibly relocating to a new area.
Okay, and your question is if you should relocate, or?
Where possibly should I relocate?
Where? Okay. Okay, he's giving me a bit of a complicated answer. Where are you now?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Okay, so I'm not sure why he's giving you his answer in this way, but I'll just pass it on. So he's saying that he wants you to look into the original culture that was in Los Angeles, like the Native Americans that lived there before the Europeans came. Look at their culture. Look at how they saw the four directions. See which direction is air, and go in that direction. So again, like research the culture. I'm not sure which tribe lives there, but research the culture, check the four directions, how they use them. Find the one that stands for air, and that's the direction you should go in. So if you have more possibilities that you're thinking about, then that narrows it down. I have no idea why he's giving me this kind of complicated answer, but that's what he says. Yeah. All right. I hope that helps you. Let us know when you do move and if it made sense.
I'll be looking it up. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Let's see. We can do probably two more, and we'll go with Robin. Okay, I'm sending the invite now. Oh, monarch butterfly, is that a yellow one? Yeah, that makes sense, because I actually thought that actually popped into my head when I was saying it, but I thought they are blue, so I didn't say it. But if that's a yellow one, then that's it. Hi there.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. All right, let's see. All right, definitely a earth spirit, a nature spirit. Interesting. Actually, okay, so that was the first one I saw, but there's another one that kind of like wants to go first. And the nature spirit is letting him go first. It's a dragon being. So that's still a nature spirit. They belong to the air spirits, but are also connected to a fire. And I've never had a dragon come through, so that's interesting and fun. Let's see what he has to say. Like I said, it's definitely a male. There's some kind of sound in the background with you. Can you hear that, or is it just the connection that's weird?
I think just the connection.
Okay. Yeah, you're also pretty loud. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so he shows himself in like a dragon from a movie. The movie is The Never Ending Story. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that dragon, and that's the way he shows himself. All white and pearly. He says you are connected to the element of air also. He says you have a lot of like power, as in like a lot of energy, and you are connected to a lineage of magicians slash sorcerers. So you're really good at manifesting things, or at least you should be good at it, if there aren't any blocks. But just you yourself know how to work with magic. Have you ever been interested in magic or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so that makes sense. Your dragon, I haven't gotten a name yet, but your dragon says he can help with you with that. He's been with you for a few lifetimes already. You've actually connected in a past lifetime when you learned about magic for the first time. He says he can help you work with the elements, specifically air, but also other elements. He says you're also connected to earth, because like that first being that I saw was actually a dwarf being. So that would be air, that would be earth. Okay, interesting. So they are both basically talking to me, and they're both saying that for you it's important to have spirit guides from all four elements and all four directions, basically. So you know that you're now connected or have been already connected to Earth, and that would be like the dwarf, and you're connected to the air, that's your dragon. It's important for you to find the other two as well. And when you have all four, then it's really easy for you to connect to your inner magic and your inner power and manifest things. They are also saying that for you it's important to find a like a path. How do I say this? Like a teacher that can help you with these things, like learning the power that you have and how to use it. That doesn't mean that it has to be a teacher, like a human being that you talk to. It could also be a book or a course or something like that. But basically, you have to find a path that's already there that you can follow. Excuse me. So find, one tradition that speaks to you and follow that. Do you have any questions about that?
I was wondering if you have any names of my spirit guides.
The dragon is not giving me a name. He says you will find the name by yourself. Okay. Sometimes they do that on purpose because they want you to basically make an effort to connect with them and learn their names. Let me see if the dwarf gives me a name. By the way, the dwarf shows himself very much in a like Disney kind of way. And just to remind everyone, like they don't have actual, well, dwarfs have kind of a form, but they show themselves in a way that makes sense to us. So they do show themselves as movie figures or from books or something like that, because that makes sense to us sometimes. I know it starts with a G, and then I think it. Something like Gerald, but that's not really it. Oh, okay, it's Jeremiah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, one more time. They are saying that there is a tradition of like sorcerers, magicians that you belong to. So once you find that, it will be really good for you. So do some research about that, like different schools, different lineages, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. All right, so let's see. We can do one more. Let's see. Who else is a newbie? So I don't have to scroll all the way back. Who else wants a reading? Type it in the chat. Annette. All right. Okay, I'm inviting you now. Should pop up in a minute. All right. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Hi there. Fine, thanks, and you?
I'm great. All right, let's see. All right, so definitely a goddess. In fact, it's not a specific goddess. It's more like the goddess, which can show herself in all kinds of different forms.
Okay.
She immediately shows me that you had a past life somewhere in Europe during the witch hunts. Do you understand that? Does that make sense to you?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I actually saw that before I even realized that it was a goddess. So yeah, that lifetime was difficult. And you still have some energy patterns that come from that time. So really connecting to the goddess, to the female side of life is really important for you, because that will free up that energy. You also have healing abilities. Are you still there? Oh, well, I hope you can still hear me.
Yes,
otherwise
I can.
Okay, awesome.
It's African internet.
Okay. So yeah, let me concentrate. Right, so you also have healing abilities. Okay, so you've had healing abilities for a lot of lifetimes already. You've worked as a healer a few times already. You probably know that as well. You might even work as a healer now in some capacity, and if not, then at least you can do it like in for your family or something like that, friends and family. You probably have already done that. In this lifetime, she wants you to expand your knowledge about healing. So basically learn from let me back up. So basically in your past life, you learned healing in that tradition, like in Europe. I'm not sure where it was, but yeah, you learned it there, like how it was done there and then. And now you're supposed to look at healing from a different perspective, from a different tradition as well. So in the end, you can understand that basically it's all the same. Like healing is healing, but you can approach it from different sides. And in this lifetime, you're learning a different way of looking at it. Do you understand that?
Yeah, now I understand.
Okay. Also, connecting to the feminine side of life is important for you. In our like in the dominant culture at the moment, Western culture, everything is very much seen from like the male perspective, in the sense of like setting goals, going after things, and we all do it. Also as women, because we are taught to do this, but for you specifically, it's really important to understand that you can reach your goals also by using your feminine energy, connecting to the feminine side of life. So basically more attracting things than going after them. Oh, okay. And the same goes for healing. So instead of fighting for your health, which would be a male way to do it, is like understanding that health is already with us, and that when we are unhealthy, then it's more that something is missing, and not so much that something is with us that shouldn't be there. So, and that's something that's missing should be attracted to us again. So if you if you look at healing from that perspective, you look at it from a female perspective, and that will help you with your own healing and with healing others. Do you already work as a healer?
No.
Have you thought about it?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
indeed.
You definitely should pursue that, because you have like you are definitely a strong healer, and you don't need much to start doing it. So yeah, start doing it like I said to someone else earlier. Start doing it in little things. If you have a plant that doesn't seem healthy, then start healing the plant. If you have a pet that has problems, start healing the pet. Just incorporate it into your life, because it's part of who you are. It's very important that you do that. Do you have questions about that?
I was kind of thinking of going back to Europe. I hope there's not another witch hunt there on me, but will it be as a healer? I'm not sure. I was pursuing some very different direction, so I'm not sure whether I can incorporate this somehow.
So that's two questions. Like, or at least that's what I hear. I hear that you were not sure if you want to go back to Europe, and the other one is about your direction job-wise. Is that correct?
Yeah, is it right?
Okay.
Yes.
So yes, going to Europe is a good idea. It will reconnect you with your past life, and that will free up energy. The healing, like I said earlier, try to incorporate it in small ways into your life. You do that, it will. You see how it makes sense in your life, but it's important that you enjoy. That's part of who you are. So, but it will basically unfold in this sense that makes sense to you will all come together once you allow like yourself to incorporate the energy in life.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. All right, lovely people. It's already past 7 here. Different for you guys. Let me see if there's anything. If there's some comments. So Diya says, by the way, started to look up the air sign directions and I landed on the element of air transformation butterfly clan. I see the humor of it. Thanks, Theodore. Awesome. And then Ali says, I'm making tons of mental connection with Angel Laura to Julia. I drank much the social and I'm hurting for a day, yeah. Amy, you know what? Come back next time. I'll do another one next week and then let me know that you didn't get one this week and I'll do you first, all right? All right, everyone. It was lovely to do the things for you. If you want in-depth teaching, you can certainly do so. You can book a reading with me. You just go to spiritguides.co and you can find the page where you can sign up for that. And if you're reading today, I would be very grateful if you could click on the, I think, green. It says leave me a testimonial, and then it will take you to a page on my website, and there are 3 simple questions that I ask, like what surprised you the most, what you liked the most. If you could answer these with 1 or 2 sentences, that would be awesome because that helps me. And I think that's it. My notes. So I did, oh, one more thing. Yes, you haven't yet joined me at my Facebook group. It's Spirit Guides School, and I give tips there about how you can communicate with your spirit guides yourself. How to connect and consciously communicate with your own spirit guides. That's spiritschool.com, and that will redirect you to the Facebook group, spiritguideschool.com. All right, is there anything else? I don't think so. All right, then let's close our one more time and take 1 deep breath. And I thank our guides for coming today. I thank them for you the messages that you needed to hear today. And I thank Archangel Michael for protecting the space. And I thank you guys for coming and joining me for this reading. Thank you. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye.